Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to On the Mic with Mike, the premier business radio program. I'm your host, Mike King. I appreciate you being here with me. So we're coming to you from the ESPN studios, Mike King Biz. It is part of my network, which is ESPN Richmond 106.1, The Choice 105.3, International Business Talk Radio. We do business different. It's about business life and everything in between. We believe that business can help society be better. All righty, it is my honor. So it is ESPN. It's a sports station. I do business, but we also talk about community. We got my man John Bates here from the Washington Commanders. Welcome to the program, sir.
Appreciate it for having me on. Thanks.
Alrighty, so we're going to touch on really quickly. What we're here is cleft-con. It is a medical condition that affects a number of children around the world. Everyone's growing up. We've seen it. So cleft-con is an event that's coming up on the 10th. It is this evening. John, really quickly, give us your story and tell us how you got to be involved with the organization.
Yeah, so the start, how I really got involved with the organization was last year for My Cause, My Cleats. I was actually born with a cleft lip, and so I was looking for a way to give back to the cleft community, and I was fortunate enough to find Smile Train, get connected there, and had a little bit of a connection to my family too, with them giving back throughout all these years to Smile Train. So that's how I made that connection there. But I grew up in a little town in Oregon, raised there my entire life, was born with a cleft lip, had multiple surgeries, dealt with all of that, and then went to play football at Boise State University, went there for 5 years, and then 2021, I got drafted by formerly the Washington football team in the 4th round, now the Commanders, and I've been with them since.
So one of the great parts about it is you use your platform to help and educate folks about what a cleft lip is, because we see the impact of it on children, and Smile Train does a great job around the world. Talk about what you went through as a child, and whether it's stigma, whether it's hard times, and what you're trying to do is shine a light on it for other people that they may not have to go through that.
Yeah, I mean, growing up, I think I've had 4 or 5 surgeries on just reconstructing my lip, my nose, my gums, my mouth. When you're born with a cleft lip and a cleft palate or both, it can really alter your face, obviously, and the inside of your mouth and stuff. So I've had about 4 or 5 reconstructive surgeries there just to get it all back to normal. So I've had to deal with that for, growing up and all that stuff like that.
Can you talk about, so your parents have been, with you the way, can you talk about the impact of having a strong family to help you when you go through tough times like that?
Yeah, definitely. My parents, I think the coolest thing that they did through that entire process for me was treat me like a normal kid. And that's kind of, obviously I know that I've had cleft lip and I had to deal with things and overcome obstacles and stuff with the cleft lip. But I think the coolest thing that my family has done is just treat me like a normal kid. They haven't treated me like I have anything wrong with me or like there's any difference between me and another kid. And so they always made me feel like I was just a normal average kid growing up. And so the support that I've gotten from my parents and, family and friends over the years has been amazing.
All right, on the mic, Mike King, John Bates, Washington Commanders here with us. And let's talk a little bit about Smile Train and the impact that they have on people around the world.
Yeah, Smile Train is a charity that I believe they started up in 1999. And what their real whole goal is to provide funds and care for kids and adults and families all around the world, to have the access to medical care in order to get these cleft lips and palates and stuff all, taken care of the right way. And so it's really cool what they do. And the fact that they're worldwide and helping kids and adults all over the world is really special.
All right, as an NFLer, when you lend your name to something, it's impactful. All of a sudden, it gets more attention. Talk about when you use your platform for good, because I know a lot of times people are trying to come at you and do all those things. Talk about using your platform to promote things that you care about.
Yeah, I mean it's huge. Being in in the NFL, it's if not the most highest.
Is it as cool as it seems? It's,
It is like I mean, like you go week by week and kind of get in the process of getting ready for a game and stuff, and sometimes you get caught up in just like the same routine and going through the same steps every single week to play a game. But once you take a step back and realize where you're at, it's really cool. Um, and what was the question that you just asked me before?
also about using your platform for good. And so when you had picked out Smile Train for your nonprofit cause, that was something near and dear to your heart. Talk about how important that is.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, being in the NFL, we have the greatest platform to be able to spread awareness worldwide. And so the fact that I'm in the shoes that I am now and, have gone through the situations that I've gone through, I really want to give inspiration and motivation to people and kids around the world that just because you were born with a cleft lip or a cleft palate and you've had to deal with all these different things, that there's no reason that you can't do anything that you want to do. And so that's really kind of that message that I'm trying to spread because I mean, I came from a small town. I came from, a place that not very many people, I would say, think that you would be able to go to the professional, leagues and stuff like that. And then overcoming stuff like this, like the cleft lip and whatnot, not very many people would expect that. But it's been a goal and a dream of mine since I was 4 years old. And, I think one of the coolest things is I didn't let the cleft lip get in my way. And so that's kind of that message I have for a lot of people.
So a lot of times I always talk with the program of people chasing their dreams, and you realized it. When you got to high school, you started playing. When did you realize you were pretty good?
Um, I would say at high school, I thought I was pretty good. I didn't necessarily get recruited super well, but probably about my third year of college when I started to play a lot more and I started to have a lot more, started to find a little bit more success. I had a feeling that I could, make it to the next level and do some big things.
So we had talked about when we were off air about how cool it is when everyone who is a sports fan looks at your stadium at Boise State, everybody knows what time it is and where it is. Talk about the time at Boise State and what that was like.
Yeah, Boise State, man, that was probably the 5 greatest years of my life. I mean, you talk about a town and a university and a city that rallies around their school and their players and their students. It's unlike anything else. The community, the environment. I mean, the place that you're living, you're in city with everything that you need, but you're 40 minutes away from the mountains. You have access to everything that you need. The people there are amazing. It's a safe, clean place. And then just like playing on a blue field in front of some of the greatest fans in the country, it's unlike anything else.
Alrighty, you get to the NFL. When do you realize, okay, I can do this thing right there? Because you before that you would just watch the players on TV like everyone else. Next thing you know, you're lining up with the players. When did you realize, okay, I can hang here?
Yeah, I mean, I would say probably last year, once I really started to, I felt pretty good during like training camp and stuff like that. Obviously, I knew I had a lot of stuff to improve and, to prove to my coaches just being a rookie. Um, but I think about that halfway point last year, I was fortunate enough to start playing a lot more due to some injuries and was finding some success on the field. And, at that point, I felt like I belonged in this league and that I had a chance to do some really good things and to keep improving.
There you go. John Bates here with us. We're here with Smile Train has Clef Con. So John, for parents who all of a sudden maybe they realize and their child has a cleft palate or lip, talk about what they can do to really help their child so that to have the best life that they possibly can.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, give them all the love and the support that they need. I think that's the most important thing is to make sure that your kids loved and whatnot. But kind of going back to earlier, I think I was talking about my parents and what it was really cool is they just treated me like a normal kid. they didn't make a big, super big deal out of it. They were I was fortunate enough that they were letting me to go out and do activities just like any normal kid, and they didn't really treat me like there was any difference between me and another kid just because of this. And so that's kind of the advice that I would give to parents out there is just let your kid be a kid and let them have fun and let them do their thing.
Alrighty, John, I'd like to thank you for coming on the program. As I said, full disclosure, I am from Philly. I am an Eagles fan, but look at the laugh, like you got us the last time, but you guys are balling out, and congratulations on that, as well as congratulations for using your platform for good.
Thank you so much.
One let us really want to give any shout outs or anything that you want to let our listeners know about?
Yeah, I think ClefCon starts today at 12. I'm pretty sure you can still register if you go online to Smile Train. You should be able to register still. It's all day. It's virtual, so you can watch anywhere, wherever you're at. Yeah,
And you're the keynote speaker. They rolled out the big dog for this one. All right, man. Hey, appreciate it. So on the mic to Mike, ESPN Richmond, we are the best business radio program around. We'd like to thank John for coming on. Nicole Bell, appreciate it for you making the connection. John, thank you for your time. On the mic to Mike, we got to take off now. Take care. Thanks,
Appreciate
folks.
it. Thank you.